Hello, and welcome to the Community Facility Enhancement Program, CFEP Small, Program Information Session. This video focuses exclusively on the recently updated CFEP Small Program Guidelines coming into effect as of January 2025, and will briefly touch upon our new online grant application portal called Front Office. All the information shared with you today is available on our webpage and in the program's guidelines. Please watch our Front Office video series for more information on how to use the portal. CFEP is designed to foster healthy, vibrant communities across Alberta. To support the efforts of organizations that contribute to their communities and to create opportunities for Albertans to engage with their communities. CFEP responds to local facility enhancement needs and works in partnership with eligible nonprofit organizations to assist with upgrades, expansions, purchase, or build of public use community facilities. CFEP Small has three outcome types. Ultimate, referring to a long-term time frame and enhances the quality of life for Albertans. Intermediate, referring to a medium-term time frame and results in extending or sustaining the lifespan of public use facilities, employment in the facility, or increased revenues. And immediate, a short-term time frame that may include improved safety or accessibility. Grant outcomes are measurable results that occur because of a funded project and can be evaluated on to determine the impact of the project in the community. When completing your application, please refer to this table to assist you with deciding which outcome your project fits best. Successful applicants will be required to report on these outcomes when they complete their final accountability report. CFEP Small intake dates and notification timeframes have not changed. However, the process to submit your application has. Applications will only be accepted through our secure online application portal called Front Office. Paper or emailed applications will no longer be accepted. Organizations will first need to register for access to Front Office a minimum of 10 days before the intake date. To apply, please watch our video sessions that are available on our website that give you a step-by-step guide on how to register your organization and submit your application. Applications must be submitted through Front Office by midnight on the application deadline date. In the case of a deadline falling on a weekend or a statutory holiday, applications must be submitted by midnight of the following business day. Applications submitted after the intake deadline will automatically be included in the next intake period. Organizations will receive notification of the decision regarding their application via email. All decisions on grant applications are final and no appeals will be considered. If your application is declined, you can request a meeting with one of our community grants advisors to discuss the decision. Organizations have 18 months from the date of grant payment to complete the project and provide final accounting to community grants. This timeline needs to be taken into consideration when preparing your application. The Community Facility Enhancement Program has two distinct funding streams, CFEP Small and CFEP Large. CFEP Small is for projects requesting up to $125,000, and CFEP Large are for projects requesting more than the $125,000 to a maximum of $1 million. Please visit the CFEP Large website as the application process has changed. CFEP Small is a matching grant program, meaning the applicant can request up to 50% of their total project cost to a maximum of $125,000, and they must contribute an amount equal to or exceeding the grant request. Matching contributions can be a combination of cash, donated labor, materials, or equipment. Applicants are eligible to apply for one capital and one non-capital grant per fiscal year through either the CFEP Small, CFEP Large, or the Community Initiatives Program project-based. Organizations should apply under the specific program stream that is best suited for their project. We encourage organizations to thoroughly read through the program guidelines to ensure that they're applying under the program stream that is best suited for your project. If you are still unsure which program is best suited for you, please contact our Community Grants team for assistance. Organizations must be in an active status and registered for a minimum of 1 full year under one of the provincial or federal acts shown on this list. We encourage applicants to confirm their organization status and registration type before applying by using our Alberta Nonprofit Listing Dashboard tool listed at the bottom of this slide. Organizations that have overdue or incomplete accounting or reporting for any grants awarded by the Ministry of Arts, Culture, and Status of Women are not eligible to apply until they have met all reporting requirements. CFEP funding provides financial assistance to repair, renovate, upgrade, expand, or purchase arts, cultural, heritage, recreational, or other related public use community facilities. A public use community facility is typically a place, building, or amenity, could be indoor or outdoor, that facilitates specific types of community use, such as performing arts, community gatherings, recreation, sport, social services, or heritage preservation. Examples of public use community facilities include the examples listed on this slide, such as parks, playgrounds, natural areas, outdoor spaces, museums, community services facilities, and more. Other facilities may be eligible that have not been captured here. The key criteria is that the facility is open to the general public and provides space for a community service or program. Examples of eligible project activities are listed on this slide. Please note that projects that are a standalone purchase of equipment that supports a public use community facility or green space, including unlicensed motorized vehicles, appliances, equipment, and furniture, may also be considered. Please refer to the program guidelines for a list of project expenses that would not be eligible for CFEP funding support. Applications are assessed against established criteria outlined in the program guidelines. The following are taken into consideration when your application is being evaluated. Organization's capacity, project viability and financial feasibility, project benefits, economic impact, accessibility, community and regional need, and other funding considerations. Please see the program guidelines for more detailed examples of evaluation criteria. During the review and evaluation phase of your application, the following will be taken into consideration. Prior funding given to the applicant, community, or region, demonstration of the organization's need for financial assistance, regional equity, the ability to complete a project with partial grant funding, and the capital project as a result of a disaster-related event. Due to the limited funds and high demand, not all requests that meet the established criteria can be approved for funding. Applicants may receive full, reduced, or no funding for their project. As mentioned earlier, CFEP funding is approved on a matching basis to a maximum of $125,000 or 50% of the total project cost. Organizations must contribute an amount equal to or exceeding the grant request. For example, if your total project cost is $300,000, you could be eligible to request up to $125,000 from CFEP Small. You would then be responsible to contribute the remaining $175,000. Matching funding can come from several sources, such as cash from fundraising activities, donations, other grants or bursaries, federal or municipal funding supports, revenue-generating activities, or retained earnings. This will be verified through the organization's most recent annual financial statement or current bank statements. Donated labor, such as unskilled or skilled labor. Unskilled labor, such as a volunteer helping to paint a facility, is valued at $20 an hour, while skilled laborers, such as a volunteer journeyman electrician, is valued at $40 an hour. The hourly rate for donated heavy equipment is $120 an hour, which includes the operator cost and should not be duplicated in the donated labor section of your budget. Donated materials or services, including vendor discounts, can also be used as part of the organization's matching contribution as long as it's directly related to the project. Supporting documentation for donated resources must be submitted with the application and include projected volunteer hours for the project, including the nature of work, number of hours worked, and rate per hour. If your organization is successful, you will be required to report on the actual hours. When it is a business that is donating equipment, materials, or services, organizations are eligible to use that company's rates in place of the rates outlined in the program guidelines. To be eligible, organizations must obtain written confirmation from the company that clearly outlines what is being donated and the value of the donation. For example, you could include a company source document, such as a quote with the company's logo or letterhead, an invoice pro forma, or other company-related documents. As mentioned, total Government of Alberta funding received for your project cannot exceed 50% of the total project cost. If your organization has received provincial grant dollars from another ministry for the same project, this amount will be taken into consideration when calculating your eligible CFEP grant request. Donated labor related to planning or committee meetings about the project are not eligible. A more detailed list of ineligible matching contributions can be found in the grant guidelines. Please become familiar with this list of mandatory documents as they must be included with your submission. A list of board members, including executives with their contact information, a complete set of signed and dated financial statements or council resolutions if you are applying as a First Nations or Métis settlement, a grant agreement signed by the board president, chairperson, or treasurer, estimates, supplier quotations, or sources of estimates, donated in-kind details, including letters from donors for donated labor, materials, and/or equipment, the application for electronic payment, and void check or pre-printed bank direct deposit. The documents listed in the when applicable side will need to be included and will depend on if the organization is the facility title holder or leases the facility. A third-party agreement will need to be included if the organization plans to turn the funds over to another organization to complete the project. The agreement can be in a form of a letter, MOU, or formal agreement. The type of legal document can vary. It is important to note that you will not be able to submit your application to front office unless you have attached these items, so please allow yourself enough time to gather all supporting documentation. The grant agreement and application for electronic payment form are also available for download in the online application within front office. Let's recap some of the changes to the CFEP small guidelines. Organizations now have to be registered and operational for 1 full calendar year and must be able to provide a financial statement. The following organization registration types are now ineligible. Foundations established and regulated under the Province's Regional Health Authorities Act, universities, colleges, and institutes as defined under the Alberta Post-Secondary Learning Act, and the Canada Not-for-Profit Corporations Act. There are also changes in the donated labor rates, which are now $40 for skilled labor and $120 an hour for heavy equipment. Lease and user agreements. At the time of application submission, organizations must have a 5-year term in place, and the lease must remain valid to the completion of the project. If your lease is set to expire, you will need to demonstrate that you have the option to renew your lease or provide a letter from the title holder stating that the organization will continue to have care and control of the facility. And lastly, the option to request the first $10,000 as a non-matching grant has been removed. This concludes the CFEP Small Program Information session. If you need further information, please call us at 1-800-642-3855 or email us at communitygrants@glv.ab.ca. Thank you.